Do you know what my week has consisted of? Fucking wrestling as usual. Wrestling, because they're in France now, so we had to watch wrestling last night.
So let's talk about that.
Let's not.
Why not?
Fuck wrestling.
I
that's
have
why.
a good wrestling story.
You have loads of good stories. This is why you're the man.
Brother, stop hitting that fucking cable, man. You're driving me crazy.
Fucking inform me.
We recording, by the way.
Shy.
Yeah, don't mind that shit.
Cool.
It's
Nah.
all good.
Fuck
Nah,
good.
I'll listen to it fucking many times anyway, so it's all fucking good.
Oh,
Start
yeah,
it off.
little bollock shit. A spider on me hand. Fucking deadly.
Oh, let's get it.
Let's get it. Welcome to the next episode of the Bacon Boy podcast. I'm Michael, and sitting across from me is my very good friend Luca, and he has some lovely wrestling stories for us to talk about.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? How's it going, baby?
The reason Luca is going to tell us about wrestling stories is because I was complaining about having to watch too much wrestling because my girlfriend loves wrestling, and I think it's shy. But Luca says he has a good wrestling story, so the floor is yours, young man. Take it away.
Before we get into the wrestling story, I just want to say I know that you're sick of it, but that is such a fun, interesting thing about your girlfriend is because she totally does not seem like a person who would be into wrestling.
Yeah, because she's not a 12-year-old boy. That's why.
But I think it's cute.
It's not cute. You see, you think it's cute because you don't have to watch fucking 8 hours of wrestling a week
Yeah.
like I do.
Yeah, but you know, like when you meet a guy and it's like this, like, I don't know, biker fella and he has his like big fucking chopper and shit, and it's like, oh yeah, he actually makes banging cupcakes. You know, shit like that.
That's me. That's me. You're describing me.
Yeah, I like when people have interests that you would never think they had, you know what I mean? Or like when you're talking to a guy that is just completely chill and then you ask him a question about World War II and you figure out he knows every fucking thing that happened in history and you're like, oh wow, where is this coming from? You know what I mean? Like, oh, and then he's like, oh yeah, actually, I fucking read 1,000 books about World War II. And you're like, oh, cool.
You're a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, but still, I like it. Bro, my wrestling story. So, as per usual, most kids love wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was no different in Croatia. You know what game we played? SmackDown versus Raw 2006. That was our jam. I was like one of the kids that had a PlayStation 2. Like, pretty much the only kid at the fucking in the neighborhood that had PlayStation 2 because my dad fucking took out a loan from the bank to buy a PlayStation 2 for my birthday. So that shit seen the world, bro. Every time we were like, oh, my parents are home. Mine are not. Can you bring over the PlayStation? So I was bringing it all over the neighborhood. We will be fucking 12 of us sitting in a room doing Smack versus Raw 2006. This particular story happened, I think I was like 12, 13, maybe 11. I don't know. Between 10 and 13 years. I wasn't older than 13. And obviously, kids different age ranges. Like in my neighborhood specifically, there was like, we would hang out from 10 to like 14. There was that whole like region of ages. So we used to go to one of my friends' backyards and we would wrestle there. Try to do all the moves, you know,
Yeah.
like on grass, fucking doing the John Cena smack and all that shit. You know, we were just fighting because we were fucking young and wanted to be wrestlers. So this one kid has an older brother, right? So he was, I'd say, 16, 17 at the time. But he was a big boy, right? He was like 16 and he was 1 meter 85 centimeters and had like 90 kilos in him. So he was like fucking,
That's a big boy.
oh dude, he would be throwing us around until he gets bored, you know, because like he was 16, so he obviously didn't want to hang out with kids, but like sometimes he would pop down to the backyard and he would be like, you know, throwing us everywhere.
Fucking kids.
Yeah, like, you know, he would be the final boss, you know. He was the
Yeah.
giant. We all like, you know, we would swarm him and he would be like throwing us around and shit. So his brother is 2 years older than me. So I was, let's say, 11 and he was 13 years old. And one of the older brother's friends was wrestling with us, right? He was 16, so he was bigger than all of us, but he wasn't as huge as the fucking Undertaker, you know what I mean? So we're fighting, blah, blah, blah. We're having like this guy against here, tag team or whatever, you know, all that classic wrestling shit. And this guy and the little brother start having some real problems. I don't know, they hit each other too hard. I don't know what it was. There was a problem, anyways. And this fella goes into the garage. Mind you, he's in another person's house. It's not his house. He hops into the garage, comes out with a shovel, and smacks the little brother over the back with the shovel.
Nice.
But dude, I'm not saying like hits him. It was like a fucking gong. He was like, dong. And like, you know, we're 12. We were like, oh, fuck. Like, Jesus. Like, he fucking smacked him with the shovel.
Killed him.
And obviously, this kid starts screaming and crying or whatever. And he walks into the house. And fucking the older brother, he came out like actual WWE wrestler. He opened the door and starts fucking sprinting down to the backyard. And this fella that hit the kid with the shovel, he froze. He didn't even start running already. He just saw him and it was over. This fella runs up to him and I think he wanted to grab him by the neck, but he missed and grabbed him by the jaw. Like he grabbed him by his chin and pressed. We were standing there. I thought his eyes are gonna pop out of his head, bro. He fucking pressed and this guy just fell down to his knees, like fucking tears in his eyes. And he like looked at him and he was like, you ever touch my brother again, I will fucking murder you. And he's like, oh, no, I won't. Bro, that wasn't even meant for us. I was like, I don't have to motherfucking tell me twice. I'm never gonna touch that kid ever again. Bro, he came down there like literally like Undertaker. He fucking grabbed this guy like on his like, and I'm saying like this guy is huge, right? You know, like he looked like he got fucking attacked by a bear. He was like, don't you ever fucking touch my brother again, like I'll kill you. That was it. This fella just kind of went, alright, cool. We were all like, yeah, I'm going home, bro.
And then we never wrestled ever again.
No, we did wrestle, but after that day, you were kind of more careful with the little brother. You know, like you weren't, you know,
Yeah.
he was like, ooh, why did you hit me that hard? You're like, my fault, big dog.
My bad.
Bro, like, he didn't even say anything to us, but he was like, you gonna get this work. We were like, oh, Lord, no, thank you.
You don't want the smoke.
Nada, bro. That shit was crazy. But I'll never forget like how he hit him with the shovel on his back. Like it was literally like the sound. I cannot describe it. Like he hit him straight on his spine. So it was like bone hitting metal. It was
Yeah.
like dong.
Nice.
Like you like I think our whole neighborhood heard that shit. You know what I mean?
The fucking like a church bell going off.
Hey man, when that fella, I never seen a big guy like that move so fast. Like he jumped over the motherfucking stairs and just went into full sprint. I was like, thank God he didn't grab him by the throat. I think he actually might have fucking killed him. Like, fuck me. Yeah, that was one of the neighborhood, you know what I mean?
That's
That was a neighborhood incident, you know?
everybody knows about it. This is in the town newsletter. God damn.
It was a neighborhood incident in my neighborhood. You know, like kids from the other side of the town, because my town worked in a way like let's say I lived in downtown, right? I lived next to like the city center. You had like a little canal, and when I mean little, it's 25 centimeters wide. Like you can jump over it. We just call it a canal. It's not a canal, it's just a fucking place where water runs, right? And up there would be like the suburb area. So it was kind of like that little canal was, you know, north side and
That's the
fucking
Liffey.
that was like the north side and the fucking east side, you know what I mean? So like we were from the center, like other kids were from the suburbs. So obviously that was just a thing. It was a famous story in our neighborhood, like no, like I'm guessing not a lot of people know about that shit because like he happened like 15, like 14 years ago. But that shit was the wildest thing I ever seen in my life. Like that guy was, and I'm saying this, that guy that fucking did that to him, we never saw him mad. Like you were a little kid, like you punch him, and if you punch him too hard, he wouldn't go crazy at you. He was just like, be careful. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
always nice. Like he was never like showed that he has aggression problems or whatever. But when his brother was in question, fucking just don't mess with that guy.
Push him too far. That's what happened. Too far.
Yeah. Boy, that shit was scary. Like yeah, I was 11. I saw that shit. I was shitting my pants. I was like, I need to go home. I need to see my mommy.
Yeah.
like, like I don't want to go there anymore.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
that's a fucking.
he scared us one time when it was like in the woods in the back of my house. So the bigger kids, him and his friends, made a tree house, right? And his little brother found out about it because it was 50 meters away from their house. So he saw his big brother constantly going into the woods. So he went there and he found a tree house. And he was like, "Oh, guys, like there's a tree house. They built it. Like we should go there when they're not there." And we went a couple of times, and then they find out, and then he came to us, and he was like, "You little fuckers! If I ever catch you in the woods, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." Obviously, he was joking, like because he wouldn't ever do anything to us because we literally our parents knew each other. Like
Yeah.
like I fucking went into their house. Like their mom knew me. Like my mom knew them. Like it wasn't then, but he was just scaring us.
Yeah.
And he said that, and then later on, his little brother was like, "Oh, we should go to the tree house." And you're like, "Nah, I'm not going."
Your brother said no. So
Yeah, the big dog said we're not allowed.
that's the end of that chapter.
Yeah, boy, had hood on lock, boy. We were like, nah.
That's what you want. That's what you want. He ruins the shit.
He was a nice fella, though. Like, he still is. Like, yeah, he's a nice
He was a
guy.
nice fella. He's in prison now
Nah,
for
nah,
murder. He murdered 2 children.
nah, he's actually real nice. Yeah, but that's my wrestling story. And then after that, it was the same. We still wrestled and did all the classic shit. But just we were kind of like, okay, let's be a little bit more careful because like we were beating the shit out of each other. Like it wasn't no like
yeah.
just let's practice this. Throw me really lightly. Like no, it was like kids were going home crying.
Yeah, we used to do it as well. We had a summer festival in the flats, like that used to be every year. And there was one year there was a face paint day, So me and the boys went over and like I got me face painted like Kane.
Oh,
So we were standing like on it's kind of like a basketball court, but like it's concrete, like the whole thing is it's concrete. So I was Kane, like so I caught one of the young fellas by the throat and I fucking lifted this kid up off the ground and fucking slammed him onto the floor on the concrete, like no remorse, choke slammed the fuck out of him. And everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna kill him." I was like, "He's grand." And then he didn't get up for a few minutes, and then he got up eventually. I was like, "Are you alright?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm grand, yeah." And I was like, "You're not grand. Don't tell your mad about that." He was like, "Oh no, I'm grand, I'm grand." But I choke slammed the fuck out of him. Like I never choke slammed anybody as good in my life as I choke slammed that young fella.
that face paint.
He went up into the fucking air and came down. It was terrible. It was a terrible thing to do. If it was on grass, it would have hurt, But
Yeah.
it was on the ground, like no fucking around. So, yeah, that was a.
That
No.
face paint changed you.
I tell you, give me the fucking power. Give me the power to deliver an almighty chokeslam. Made shite out of the young fella I did.
Was he younger than you?
Yeah, probably like a couple of years.
Oh, bro, you're
Yeah,
actually.
I think he was like one of my mates, like little brothers or something. But he was there, he got it. It's like Kane.
wrong place at the
Kane-
wrong time.
Listen, Kane took over and he got chokeslammed.
You got consumed like venom.
Honestly, I became the devil's favourite demon. And they fucking choke slamming bitches left, right, and centre.
I cannot believe I actually choke slammed a kid.
Oh, choke slammed them fucking hard as well. But like, I was only probably 10 or 11. So he was probably like 9, 8 or 9. I choke slammed the fuck out of him. Straight onto the floor.
Old enough.
Have that.
He was old enough to get
So
choke
listen,
slammed.
if you're gonna fuck around, you're gonna wrestle like.
But dude, falling on your back perfectly, like on your back, is one of the top 5 worst feelings you can have. When you're like,
Oh yeah, the wind and everything. You're
Yeah.
gone. You're fucked.
happened to me one time really bad, like really, really bad. I thought I was gonna choke to death. So, in my like friend group, like when we were little kids, I was mostly the volunteer for like trying out dumb shit. You know, like I did it first, and
That's
then
not surprising.
and then everybody else saw how it went, and then you know it would kind of become a thing. So we made this big dirt jump pad in the woods, right? And we were like, we're gonna drive our bikes and jump over, you know, whatever. Like we take shovels, we take everything, and we made this fucking jump, right? And now who's gonna actually go, you know? And we, you know how it is. It took us longer to figure out who's gonna jump than it is to build the shit. You know, like we built the fucking thing in half an hour, and then we spent like 2 hours arguing who's gonna go. And I got sick, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go. So obviously, I was a little kid. I didn't understand how to drive a bicycle properly. And for anyone who ever wants to jump on their bike, if you're gonna go jump with your bike, you have to pull the front wheel forward. You have to, when you're holding the fucking bike and you jump over something, you need to level it with the ground because you're just gonna nosedive. Simple. And if you watch fail videos, that's the most common mistake. And I learned it this day.
Firsthand.
So I go real fast. Like I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Let's see, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? It was pretty bad. So I fucking go on the ramp. Don't pull my front wheel up. Straight. The front wheel just fucking flies down. It hits the ground and I fly over the bike. And I fucking like fly. It wasn't that it just kind of tumbled over. Like I went flying and straight on my back on the fucking like floor. I was like, boom. It was like a scene, you know, when they're driving somebody in the ambulance and everybody's like standing around. Like I was lying on the floor, like looking at the sky through the trees, barely catching my breath, and it was just 10 kids around me, like, oh my god, he's still alive, he's gonna die. I was like,
He's dead.
yeah, I fucking finally took my breath. I got up and I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And then it just became a thing. Then we went there every day and everybody was jumping on their bikes. But somebody had to fall first, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just, my problem was I get so sick of arguing really fast. You know, if I tell you like, oh, Michael, who's gonna do this? Give me 15 minutes, I get sick of it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I cannot talk about it anymore. That was my problem. I don't have enough patience. And my patience ran thin, and I was like, oh my god, fuck you guys. I'm one of the youngest kids here, and I'm gonna do it first. It was a bad idea. I should not have went first.
Well, you live and you learn.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad fall. Like I had
don't
some.
sacrifice yourself.
It was fun though. I like that's what I'm saying. Like we always did dumb shit like that, but it was always fun because we did it together. I don't know. It was kind of like the fucking Goonies, you know. Like it was just a group of kids. We had nothing better to do. We just had woods and backyards and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like now when you live in Ireland or whatever, where kids can go bowling, kids can go to the arcade or whatever. We didn't have shit like that. Like there was no there's no arcade in my town. There's no fucking bowling alley. You cannot go play pool. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing. Like we were kids. It was literally you're either in your house or you're outside. So we had to come up with stupid shit to do outside. So it was always shit like that, you know.
Yeah, we had in my block there was a woman who had a wheelchair, and her name was, in typical Irish fashion, Rosie Wheelchair is what we call her, because she had a wheelchair and her name was Rosie, so she was Rosie Wheelchair, and she lived on the bottom, obviously, like on the ground floor. So she had a ramp that would go along the front of her flat and up to her door. But she had these like handrails on it, obviously to stop her from just growling off the side of it when she came out the door. But it was like, so it would go this way and then had like a sharp turn into a door. So it had like a perfect corner in it. So we used to, when we were wrestling in the block, we would go and use that corner to like get up into the corner and do like the Rock, throwing the belt over his shoulder.
Yeah.
So we'd be up in the corner like doing our entrances, and then we'd get down and fight in the fucking in the block like. But your woman fucking hated us. She'd always be, stop going on me ramp. And we're like, but we're just doing our wrestling entrances and then we're getting down. She's like, no, I don't care, stop going on me ramp. And we'd be like, fuck off, Rosie Wheelchair, leave us alone. I have to be stone cold and get up and fucking put the fingers up, you know what I mean? I have things to do. It's a very important business. She was having none of it. She did not like us at all.
Mind your business, Rosie Wheelchair.
Yeah, honestly, fucking see that fucking thing at the end of the block, make that your target and roll off. Fucking swim off. Rosie Wheelchair.
Yo,
She's dead now. She died
R.I.P.
of wheelchair related problems.
R.I.P. Did her brakes go off?
Fuck knows. No idea.
Just went down the motorway.
Cut her brakes so she'd stop giving out to us for using our ramp.
Fuck you.
Fucking kids. Rosie Wheelchair.
But isn't that funny? Like, you and I grew up on a different fucking side of Europe, and all the fucking kids are so fascinated with violence.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing, bro. Like, I feel like we didn't, we didn't evolve much from
No, it's
back in the day, you know?
It's that caveman thing of like, who's the strongest? You know what I mean? You have to be the strongest. You have to be the champion.
Saying that while wearing a champion hoodie.
This hoodie was earned through years of childhood combat.
10,000 hours of
The
practice.
amount of fucking ankle locks and figure four leg locks I put on kids to earn this hoodie today is astounding. Just yesterday I put a kid in an ankle lock.
Just go,
Tap out, you little fuck.
just go to your local park and beat up kids.
I tell you, fucking the champ is here. That's what happens.
Yo, so I have another wrestling story.
Go on.
So this one happened. We had our local football pitch. NK Garage, by the way. Gary Guns, go.
Yeah, Ganigans go or whatever.
Woo, Gary Guns 93, baby. That's the hood right
I
there.
agree with you. Whatever he said.
Yeah, that's our local football club.
That's
Legend.
my Croatian team that I support now.
Legendary.
Gary Gans.
So obviously, football pitch, bunch of kids all the time, and football pitch would mostly be empty. There would rarely be a game on. So it would just kind of be place for kids to go play football. Like, just fucking whatever. And we had a fucking another day of Fight Club over there. But see, this was like, we had an away game, right? How they say, the football pitch was the fucking place where all the neighborhoods would clash. You know, because like all kids would go to the pitch. So you wouldn't just be wrestling kids from your neighborhood. You would have some outsiders, you know, so it would kind of be like, be like a Fight Club thing going on. And these two are going head to head, right? We're having a fight. They're having a smackdown, and we're all like standing around, like, whoa, yeah, fuck him up, and all that shit. This kid, he was on the floor, and he leg swipes the other kid, and he just buckles and hits with his face, hits the other kid's top of his head. It was just like, and he just fell over like a pancake. He was like, oh, my fucking mouth, like, oh, it hurts so bad. My bro smiled. His front tooth snapped in half. Like just a big fucking black hole.
Nice.
And he was like, is my tooth fine?
Some of it is.
We were standing there and we were like, yeah, bro, like we have some bad news. He was like, oh, it's like, what's going on? He was like Stu from Hangover. He was like, what's going on? He was like, yeah, bro, like you're missing like half of your tooth. So he goes through the grass and he finds his tooth, runs home. His mom takes him to the dentist immediately, and he comes tomorrow. They glued his tooth back on.
Fuck off. That's not how that works.
Oh, I will never forget it. He was like saying that, like obviously we're outside. He cannot and like back in the day you didn't have phones, so he couldn't like turn on the front camera and look. So he was like saying, he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, is my mind okay?" Blah blah. And we're like, "Yeah, it ain't looking good, chief."
So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is it's only half of your tooth. The bad news is it's the other half that's gone. So you're fucked.
I think that the kid whose his like head he fell on, I think that he has an imprint on his tooth like for the rest of his life at the top of his head.
Probably, yeah.
Like he literally just fell teeth first on top of his skull.
That's no good. That's no good.
I never do it, but like I never broken my teeth as far as I know, maybe when I was like a tiny kid. So I don't remember. But that shit must hurt like a motherfucker.
I currently have a broken tooth. And it's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. But you just kind of get used to it. A normal person would go to the dentist, but not me. Too tough. Too tough for that.
I'm waiting for that infection first.
Yeah, look, fucking, you need to bring me to the dentist. Fuck you. I don't. No, see, it's not that I don't want to talk. It's that I don't have anything to talk. This is recording, and I'm not even on have headphones on. I'm just saying shit.
I read a fucking crazy story recently. This guy was like a normal kid, nothing wrong with him. He was like 15 or 16. Started feeling a little weird, became like more aggressive, just kinda got a little schizophrenic, started hearing whispers here and there, like shadow people in the corner of his eye, telling him to do some like wild shit, and he was like, it went for a long time, like it went for like a year or two, and he was fighting his demon, like boy was 1v1ing the demons inside of his head. One day he snapped, went completely off the fucking rails and tried to like grab the knife and try to stab his mom and dad. So his dad put him in a chokehold. By the way, props to you, Papa. Boy got he had them wrestling skills. The kid was going at him with the knife. He fucking choked his ass out. They called the cops and the ambulance or whatever. And the kid goes to the doctors and they find that he had an infected tooth and he didn't take care of it, and the infection spread to his brain. And he got a
Nice.
brain infection, and it like started hitting like the parts of his brain that were responsible for regulating aggression and shit. And he fucking went completely like zoinked out because he actually was sick. And they literally fixed his tooth and he was fine. Like nothing ever
That's
happened.
mad. Why just stab your man? I had a toothache.
So might wanna take a look at that broken tooth.
Listen, somebody gets stabbed. That's their own fault.
It's a tooth.
It's the tooth. Yeah, I have a tooth brain infection, just for future posterity, in case anybody needs.
If anybody gets
Evidence.
stabbed.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's fucking insane. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
how do I say? It's kind of that type of shit. I never think that was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you fucking go into a fit of rage and you try to murder your family and they do have ovulation. Ovulation?
Ovulation, yes. They release eggs into their uterus.
They evaluate your physical and mental condition and they figure out you had a fucking tooth infection. Like, bro, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, people are weird. The body is a fucking unusual thing.
Yeah. I probably talked about him before, but fuck it, I love my man, so I'm shouting him out again. Fucking Ronaco Gaming on YouTube. He does the type of videos where he goes through movies and video games, like zombie infection and shit like that. But he's like real life microbiologist.
Yeah, you told us about him before.
Okay, then well, you know. Anyway, shout out to my man. I fucking love that guy, bro. That's my man. 100 grand. Right there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because that's why I got interested in that type of shit, and that's how I stumbled upon this story because I was looking into it. Like I was just, he kind of flared up a little science in me. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to learn a little bit more about that shit.
You have been recently several times mentioned microbiology in the last 3 or 4 episodes. You've probably said microbiologist like 5 times.
You know why? Because I watch a lot of his videos, and he's a microbiologist.
There you go.
So if I want to make a comparison to a smart person, I just first thing that pops into my mind is microbiologist because he's one and he's fucking super smart as well. Like you know when a fella, not like you and us science man, you know when an actual fucking person who's like actually fucking really
A
intelligent,
real science man.
yeah, like. This man is like talking and you can fucking hear that he's just super intelligent. Like just different gravy, you know what I mean? The guy is just fucking smart. Like
Yeah.
there's no other way around it. And then he's like talk about his wife and he's like, "Oh yeah, my wife has a PhD in some shit." And I was like, "Damn, they really stick together, don't they?"
Yeah. Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Why couldn't you get a normal nice girl from the farm, Ronaco Gaming?
Yeah, Ronaco Gaming. Sort yourself out.
Fucking snob.
Honestly.
I don't date girls if they don't have PhDs.
Yeah.
Hey, my girlfriend is college educated, so I won.
I'm also college educated.
You did 1 year, bro. Shut
so
the fuck up.
I still did it. Shut your mouth.
Bro, my bro went to college for like fucking 3 weeks and now he's talking shit.
Excuse you, it was more like 8 months. So
Oh, sorry, college man.
Eat a fat dick. Eat a fat dick. Eat my feet hack level 5.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I have level 6.
So
Fuck off. I'm more educated than you.
listen, that's not up for debate.
Level 6. Woo.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
Me neither. Would you ever go back to college?
No, not now.
I kind of
old.
want to go.
No, can't be arsed. Too old.
It's never too late, my friend.
I retrained the organic way by just getting jobs I'm underqualified for and then figuring it out. That's what I'm doing.
I have this little thing. I lie on my CV.
Shite at maths, I work in the financial fucking industry, you know, so there you go. The thing I was worst at in school, I'm now working in the fucking finance industry, so figure that out.
So pretty much the point of this, dreams can come true.
All the things I'm good at in life, this is not one. And yeah, here we are.
Isn't
know?
it funny how
That's
life
fucking
works out?
mental. Yeah, makes no sense.
Honestly, bro, I think that this podcast should be Bacon Boys, the master of irony.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's your title right there. Irony on the loose.
Yeah, because like you said in the last episode, we tend to say something and then 5 minutes later completely negate everything we said with something new.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, saying how I love Ronaco Gaming and he's great and then just shit on him 20 seconds later.
Well, listen, he shouldn't be fucking such a big nerd. That's his fault.
Gotta keep people on their toes, you know?
Exactly. Never let them know your next move.
I love you, Michael, you fat piece of shit.
Honestly. Yeah, hey, listen, all of that was true. You know? None of that was a lie. So,
Yeah, I kind of think I should at least go get like a level 6 in something like decent, you know? Maybe not full blown like 4-year college. That sounds like fucking hell. But maybe like, you know, maybe like a couple of months to just get a little higher education. Because, bro, I've been like, I'm fucking drowning out here.
no harm in it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Hey, my dad recently had a pretty big success story.
Go on.
He did the level 6, like a 3-month course, and completely changed his careers. Got like a much better paying and much better benefit job
Very good.
Yeah, literally finished his 3 months course, got to level 6, maybe a month later, got a brand new job. Like, boy is now like doing data and shit.
Daily.
Like, don't get me wrong, he knows what he's doing, you know, because he kinda, that was his interest his whole life. So he knows a lot before he even started.
Yeah.
But he was just missing a paper. You know what I mean? He was just missing a piece of paper. Got a piece of paper. He's 52, I think. 52, complete change of careers. Like, just like that.
Top man.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
So, like, what I'm trying to say is it's never too late. You know?
Yeah.
Like, my problem is I don't know what I want to do.
Microbiology. That's what you want to have.
Yeah, do a 3-month course in microbiology.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, that's my issue. I have no idea what the fuck I want to do for the rest of my life because, like, you tell me something and I'm like, that's interesting. And then I think I have to do this for the rest of my life and I don't feel interested in it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm built to be doing exactly the same thing for the next 40 years. That sounds awful.
I was never a career-focused person. I never had one thing where I went, that's what I want to do for my job forever. Like, I certainly never wanted to fucking do what I'm doing right now. If you had told me 5 years ago, 3 years ago, when we were working together, doing what we were doing, you're going to be working in a fucking credit servicing company in 3 years, I'd have laughed in your face and said, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? I can't even do simple maths. But here I am. But, like, I don't, you know, if somebody offered me a job tomorrow doing something totally different and it was closer to where I live or it was more money, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I want to do for the rest of my life? Earn more money.
Yeah, I have a problem. I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to fucking do anything for the rest of my life. That sounds like prison with extra steps.
I would gladly not work ever again a day in my life. People are like, oh, I'd be bored. Well, get some fucking more hobbies then.
Yeah.
I am interested in doing so many things, just day to day. Like, I will never get bored if I didn't have to go to work.
Agreed.
Never, ever.
Yeah. When I was talking with people at my college course when I was doing it, and they were like, oh my God. Okay, just to preface, they were middle-aged Irish ladies. Typical office ladies.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they fucking love it, that shit, you know, talking about their kids in the office and like going on fucking Sunday barbecues with the office and fucking doing all that shit. And so many of them were like, oh my God, during COVID, I was off for 4 months. I was going crazy. I looked at them, I was like, bro, 4 months of COVID when I didn't have to work were the nicest 4 months of my adult life, period.
And I had to work all through COVID, non-stop, 24/7.
Yeah, okay, it's not a competition.
It is.
Okay, you had it shit, fine.
I was an essential worker and they paid me to watch Netflix and draw pictures because there was no work because all the shops were closed.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Could have left me at home.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. I agree with you, man. Like, I'm fucking, like, I don't understand how can you get bored when you actually have time to do shit. Like,
Yeah.
during COVID, I fucking stopped smoking because I could focus on, like, exercises to stop smoking. You know, I just had time to do that shit. I read I read the first book I ever read in my adult life. I never read a book after that or before that in my adult life. But like you said, how the fuck can you be bored? Like, don't get me wrong. First month of the lockdown was just straight video games. I was just blasting like 11 hours a day, just video games. All of my friends were in the house. We were just constantly playing video games. I got bored of that shit. I found new things to do.
Yeah.
That's great about life. When you have time, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You people, oh, I'm bored. Do something. Oh, like what? Literally anything. Whatever you want. Do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go and do something.
But I think that's the problem, man. I think some people have a problem of they don't have any interests outside of going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know how you can recognize those people? When you have small talk with them, they always default to the same question. How's work?
Yeah.
They cannot talk about fucking anything else but work, man.
Yeah. The only time I get bored is when I'm in work.
Yeah.
You know? Because I have to do work.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring.
Yeah. Especially because like so many jobs are not challenging in any sort of way.
My job is so fucking easy. It's so fucking easy. Like it's unbelievably easy. I'm convinced that my 8-year-old could do it.
Shh.
And if anybody is listening to this that I work with, my job is really hard and I'm busy all the time. Please don't ask me for help. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like you're not being challenged in any way. You don't have to figure anything out. You're just going through the motions. It's
Yeah.
so fucking boring, man. It makes me want to kill myself. Like, and then that's what I'm saying. I cannot pick a college course because doing a fucking same thing for the next 50 years of my life sounds like fucking like in Rick and Morty. Sounds like slavery with extra steps, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting, man.
You need some sort of like consultant course. So you can just be calling yourself a consultant and like just people can be like, come here, I need you to consult on this. They'll go, here's my problem, and you go, yeah, just do this and that, and then it's fixed. They'll go, thanks, here's 10 grand.
Yeah, I love fix problems for a living.
There you go.
That actually, yeah, but like not fixing problems in the same field.
No, we talked about that a long time ago, saying we should set up a consultancy firm where we just fix people's problems with common sense. We were working and there was no space in the warehouse, and we were saying if we just did this and this, everything would be grand. And everybody we said it to, except the management, were like, yeah, that's probably right. And we said we could absolutely solve the majority of problems that people have in companies with just common sense. But you need to have the piece of paper to be a consultant.
Yeah, that shit would be cool because like one person comes and like, oh, like I need to help writing my CV. You write their CV. Like other person comes in and they're like, oh, I need something completely different and just do it for like maintenance of everything.
Yeah.
Everything and anything. We fucking fix all of your problems.
And the beauty is we don't even have to do it. We just tell them how to do it.
Yeah, life coaches.
I have this big problem. Oh yeah, tell me about it. It's this. Oh, well, if you just do that, and then instead of doing that, do this, then you're sorted. And they go, I'll do that, thanks. 10 grand, please.
It's a flat rate.
You don't even have to do anything. You just tell them what to do.
Yeah. One of the ladies in my college course did a course and she worked as a life coach for a little bit. Bro, she was like, yeah, I kind of felt bad. I felt like I was robbing these people. She was like, they were paying me so much money to tell them the most basic common sense shit. It's just somebody fucking doesn't want to think about it themselves.
Yeah.
And they have, like, only thing they have is extra money. So they don't even like to fucking think of shit.
I never have enough money at the end of the month. Hey, have you considered not paying a life coach? Thanks, 10 grand, please.
This is the only advice you'll ever need. Fire me and give me my money.
Pay me and then fucking never come back here again. 10 grand. Off you go.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it feels like I need to find something dynamic to
You
do.
need to be a problem solver.
Yeah, facts. Because, like, even imagine, like, in an excellent scenario that fucking doing a podcast becomes our day job, right? You know what I mean? We make enough money from the pod. We get fucking Manscaped to sponsor us, and we fucking make enough money to live our life doing the podcast. Cool. It would be I would love doing it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Imagine you and I fucking for the next 50 years meeting up every Saturday. I would get fucking sick of you, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everything has a time limit. You cannot, like, that's why I don't understand when somebody's like, they started as a HR administrator when they were fucking 22, straight out of college, and now they're 66 and they're still working as an HR administrator.
Yeah.
You have the fucking patience of a saint. Like, how the fuck can you do one thing for your whole life, man?
Yeah. I couldn't.
Nah.
It'd have to be something genuinely that just keeps me interested every day. Like every day I have to go in and come home and be like, I had a fucking really good day today. I can't afford one bad day. I have one bad day, forget about it. I don't know. I'm not doing this anymore. That's
Yeah.
me.
My usual time limit on a job is like a year and a half. after a year and a half, I'm kind of get so sick of it. I just want to walk out and just go do something else. Like, I switched so many jobs, and not because I got laid off or fired or I was a bad worker. Every job I left, they were like, look, if you ever need a job again, give us a call. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, I never burned any bridges.
Yeah.
I never got, like, nobody ever fucking thought I was shit at my job. Like, any job that I did, I need some dynamic in my life. You know what I mean? You need to do something new. And
Yeah.
as an adult, you don't have time, like I personally don't have enough time to do it outside of work. So I have to get the dynamic aspect of my life at jobs. You know?
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you're also, like, you know, you're gonna get your house sorted out, you're gonna get all that, and I give you, like, maybe 2 years of doing this until you get sick of it and find a new
It's
job.
fucking on and popping then. It's on and popping. Once I can pay the mortgage, I don't care. I'm going to be doing all the jobs.
Yeah.
All sorts.
But,
I'm
like,
going to become a florist. I have really bad hay fever. Let's see how that goes.
let's see how long can I last.
Yeah. Stick me right in the middle of the flowers. See what happens.
Yeah, that's like one thing that Marie and I were talking about so many times. I was like, Marie, what would you do first if we had like enough money to sustain ourselves, not working full time? Would you keep working full time? And she was like, hell no. First thing I'd do, I'd go do a part-time job. And I was like, yeah, me too. Look, not doing anything would not be appealing. 45 hours a week is not appealing. There's a happy middle. Let's say 20-ish hours a week. I'd be completely happy. Imagine you go at 6 at your job and you're home at 12. That I could
Nice
do.
4 hours a day I could do it, yeah.
4 hours a day, huh?
4 hours a day, Monday to Friday.
Actually, yeah, 6 to 12. 6 to 12 is 6 hours. So you would be doing 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take 4. I'll take 4 hours.
Yeah, true.
It's only 20 hours then. Yeah, grand.
Oh, my friend, we're at the time.
Sure, look, we've stuff to cut out. We'll be grand.
I gotta say, this episode I really got lost in the sauce. I thought we knocked like 20 minutes. It's like we're there. It's finished.
We're zooming.
Yeah, we're zooming.
Well, hope you enjoyed that. That's it. You get no more today. Come back next week for some more fun.
We're cutting you off.
That's it. You've had enough. You're done.
Bye bye.